Hello everyone, my name is Anuj Pachhel. I'm a final-year MBBS student at Government Medical College Nagpur, and over the course of last 4.5 years, I've given countless exams, never failed a single one of them, and these are the top 10 things I do to prepare for every single one of them, especially when I'm low on time. The number one rule is cut down on what you have to study. This is the subject of medicine, this is the subject of surgery, this is obs, gynae and pediatrics. These are four extremely huge subjects, but will I study everything from top to bottom for an exam which will ask me selectively? No, I won't. I will be studying only the important topics that have been previously asked before in the last 10 years of the exam. This will really help me cut down all the things that I have to actually read and will decrease my stress by a lot. However, know that. Here's the thing, how to filter out even the most important from the IMP PDF. See, the things which have been asked for the last 5 years have a more chance of recurring again than the things which have been asked more than 10 years back. These should be your top priority. Even if you're short on the exam time, you will definitely score a good mark. There will be obviously some papers which will be difficult for you because you haven't covered the entire syllabus. But hey, that was all your fault because you didn't study the entire year. But there's something that you should all remember. If a subject is short and it has the same amount of questions as a subject which is long, the subject which is short becomes much more important for you. The reason is because it is very, very dense on questions. If you can, try to read the entire subject without skipping, because even if you get a question which is outside the IMPs, you will be able to answer it since you have read the entire thing. I'll just give you a short example. In anatomy, we study a subject called as embryology. And of course, embryology is a very, very tiny part of the entire anatomy. But if you read embryology correctly, you will be able to answer so many different questions, be it in MCQs or a part of other questions. So your short subjects have to be completed thoroughly, but the long subjects you have to rely on the IMP PDF if you want to revise things properly. Number two, one resource multiple times. You don't have to shift from different resource to different resource every time that you have to revise a subject. Let's say that I've read the topic of appendix from SRB's textbook for surgery. The second time that I want to revise that, I will be using SRB's textbook itself. I will not be shifting from one place to other place because what I want is my mind to form a perfect picture of that entire textbook page. Whenever the exam asks me what is acute appendicitis, what is the Mantle score and all of that, I should be able to paint that picture in my mind and then paint it on the sheet of the exam. So yes, one resource multiple times. You have to find out what resource works best for you. Some people like me, that might be the textbook. For other people, it might be Marrow videos or Marrow notes or some other notes that you might have taken somewhere else. Don't fall in a trap of jumping from one textbook to their textbook for the same topic. This is especially true for our NEET PG examination as well. So if you're relying on one notes, just stick to that, revise it. That brings me to my next point, is do not fall for FOMO. FOMO is called as fear of missing out. It is very, very prevalent and I have personally suffered from it a lot. So I'll tell you a story. It was my surgery prelims examinations right now, like 5 days ago, and I was really, really nervous on what to study and what should I leave. There are like 35 plus cases in surgery which if you want to, you can just study all of these 35 cases. I only had about 15 or 16 hours before the practical was there. So I was in this very huge fear of missing out that, okay, should I study pseudocyst or should I study acute appendicitis? Should I study cholecystitis? Should I study something like peripheral vascular disease? And I wrote down a to-do list of 30 different things, and I in the end understood that that was a very big mistake I did on my part because I fell for this trap of fear of missing out. So just select the topics carefully which you feel are the absolute most important ones that are going to be appearing in your practical or theory or whatever, and study those and those itself. Baki jo bhi topics hai, you just say to yourself, if something like that comes up, I'll just leave it to God. And that's what I did with orthopedics. And guess what? My orthopedics viva went very, very good. Even if I give you 100 days for preparing for an examination, at the end of the 99th day, you will still ask me for 100 more days to prepare, even if you have studied every day. And that is because we always feel like in this vast ocean of knowledge, we want to assimilate everything because everything could be asked in the exam. Don't feel that way. Just stick to your resource, stick to the things which you've already prepared, and do not fall for fear of missing out. Weak subjects come first, stronger subjects come later. I usually fell into this trap like 1 year ago because I hated one particular subject, and so that I did not study it for the entire semester. I felt really bad afterwards because that became one of the things which was very much problem causing for me at the end. And that was because I've ignored my weaknesses and just kept reading what I loved. So please don't do that. If you're weak at a particular subject, let's say that you're a 9th or 10th grader, if you don't like languages, focus on languages first rather than going on to something much more interesting like science or maths or whatever. Once you conquer your weakness, you are no longer bound by that fear ki, okay, what will I do before the exam of this subject? You won't be under that immense pressure. Once you conquer your weakness, it will be very, very easy for you to give the exam stress-free, anxiety-free, knowing that you have at least read the subject once or twice before. Me personally, there are two subjects which I struggle a lot with personally. That is, first of all, is obs and gynae, second is ophthalm. Both of these O wale subject I just I just had a really big fear of them. And guess what? After I studied them before studying all the other subjects, that made me realize, okay, they are not that bad, and gave me another sort of confidence in attempting the Viva or beat the theory exam paper. So reading is kind of my thing, and I don't really have my books around with me all the time. So people ask me, Anuj, how do you read? How do you take notes and whatnot? Well, I usually have my iPad with me and I use that a lot. There are a lot of apps which you can use to do the same, but there is one app which stands out among the rest, that is Wondershare PDFelement. You can download the app from the App Store. You can import any PDF, be it of a book or some notes that you made, into the app and then start annotating, adding text, adding images, adding sticker notes and whatnot. It is also very important for us as university students to sign out on a lot of things, so you can also use this as a great way to sign your documents and export them as PDF and share it to others. Reading books is also very fun in this app because of the sticky notes feature it has. You can just add a sticky note wherever you feel like there's an explanation which is missing in your text. If you have been a paper-based student like me all along, you can import all your paper-based notes into this app and start annotating them as well. Making notes like this is fun, and I feel like this will help you retain things for a longer duration. So go ahead and download Wondershare PDFelement using the first link in the description and try it out yourself. And thank you Wondershare PDFelement for sponsoring this segment. Number 5, practice the question papers by writing them down. That's right, sit for 3 hours and practice at least one paper before going to an exam. It will teach you time management. It will teach you the way to frame answers. It will teach you the way to prioritize which questions you know and which questions you don't. It will teach you how to write the answers in point wise and give you a clue on what you have to do on the exam day. This is the most crucial step that I can tell you. So before my second year university examinations, I solved at least 6 into 7. So 6 sevens are 42 different papers before going to the exam itself, and that gave me really good confident vibes before entering the exam hall. So that gave me a clear idea, okay, we have got 1 hour to complete all the LQs, we've got 1.5 hours to complete the short notes. Made sure that I would not be leaving any question in the exam. This is a very crucial step. I cannot emphasize on this enough. Even when I was a NEET student and practiced a lot of question papers at home using OMR sheets and downloading the question papers from here and there, and I gave around 54 or 53 NEET papers before attempting the main exam, and I can tell you that was a major determining factor. You can buy any sort of handbook which is present for every university. For MUHS Maharashtra, we have got Halani or Unique. For Delhi, we've got Delhi University Wali textbook. These textbooks contain all the question papers as well as the MCQ papers, and you can just directly solve them. It will help you out a lot. Number 6, a mistake which I made a lot of times and I won't be making it anymore. Don't leave the MCQs for the last part, because usually we tend to focus a lot on theory exam and theory ka padega everything, and we tend to lose out on the thing called as MCQ. So MCQs are your most scoring part of an examination. Literally you can solve 30 MCQs and gain 15 marks just like that. But if you even solve 2 long questions worth 7.5 marks each, I am 100% sure if you're an MBBS student, you will never be able to score more than 12, because that's just the way of marking scheme is. You can never give any full marks to any student whatsoever. So yes, MCQs are literally free marks. So how do you solve MCQs? You practice the previous year MCQs which have already, as well as you can solve Marrow Pearls, Marrow QBanks, or any other app subscription that you may have. I've personally felt and done this myself, that I was really overconfident that okay, I've read the theory, I have solved the Marrow MCQs, so definitely I'll be able to solve the university MCQs. It's not the same. Many a times university has different set of questions than what is given in Marrow. So I would highly recommend you that you at least try your university MCQs once before going to the exam hall. Do it with your friends, because your friends, one can read the MCQ, the 3 of you can discuss it together, and then all 3 of you end up the MCQ at the same time. I did that with my friends Abhijit and Aditi. You can check out the Exam Saga episodes for more. Exam Saga also coming out in I think February, because that's the time where I'll be giving the last exams of my life. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Point number 7, theory exams mein notes are the golden things that you can have. If you have at least 1 month to go before your exam, make notes of the important questions which have already appeared in the exam. You know, the ones which have 3 or 4 stars next to them. These are the questions which are likely to come at you. So take a notebook and write down, okay, this is the question, acute appendicitis, and write down all of the things present in, let's say, SRB's manual of surgery. And then before, going to the actual practical, read that short note many times. Once you do that enough, you will have a notebook which will have all the subjects, medicine, pediatrics, obs, gynae, on all of that. If you read that notebook just once, you will be able to revise all the short notes, all the long questions which are absolutely very important for you. That way you will ensure that you won't make a mess out of these questions if they come in the exam. Point number 8, schedule is everything. Schedule which you will follow day and night for the last 10 days, 20 days, 30 days before your exam comes up. That is the thing that will actually decide whether you score the best. In India, we mostly rely on taking in information and regurgitating spitting out the very next day on the paper, and that is because we are heavily reliant on our short-term memory. So in the last 10-20 days, you have to really focus your mind to build that short-term memory, and that is through scheduling. Through scheduling, okay, since my medicine paper is the first paper, I'll study it the first because I'll get enough time to revise it again. My surgery paper is next, so I'll study surgery in between, and that way. So build a schedule according to your examination, give enough space in between so that you can read other subjects as well, and make sure that you're revising again and again. Personally, this is what my schedule is looking like. The first few days I completed a short subject and then gradually did one subject after the other, so that I have enough time in the end to go ahead and do the second revision. Number 9, lose all distractions. Cut off all the distractions. You don't need anything to distract you except for my good quality videos, that is. Be it your PlayStation, your mobile phone, your camera for recording YouTube videos, just keep it closed for 1 month. Personally, I'm shooting all the videos of the month of January and starting of February in the month of December itself, so that I could even keep this very addictive hobby of sitting and talking down to a camera away when my exam comes up. So yes, lose all distractions. They will literally not give you anything in life except waste your time. Right, the last point number 10. This is absolutely very crucial to know, that it is going to be difficult no matter how many videos you watch on how to score the best mark, which method is best, how to study or whatnot. It's going to be super difficult. Every time that you pass a class, it's going to get harder. You are trying to climb a mountain. So the higher up you go, the more difficult it becomes. And let's say somebody who has already reached that top part of the mountain, when he's climbing down, so you listen to whatever advices that they are giving you. If you're my junior, if you follow these 10 tips, I'm absolutely sure you're going to crack your exams, you're going to nail your exams, and you're going to be coming out on top of your class. Unless your classmates are watching this video, by the way. Then you have a tough competition, my friend. Yes, do not ever give up. Just keep on working hard, keep on hustling hard. Exams are just one challenge for you to knock down. इसको एक साइड मिशन पकड़ के एक पंच मार दो, succeed in it, and focus on your main goal. That might be a competitive exam like NEET PG or NEET UG or whatever. And I wish you all the best, my dear friends, my dear juniors and students, fellow people, doctors, whoever is watching this. I hope you crack whatever you are meant to be. If you enjoyed the video, if you gained even some amount of value from this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, because making these videos in between of exams and so many other things does take up quite a lot of time, effort, energy. Just a small subscription would make up for all of it. Thank you so much. It's your boy Anuj. I'll catch you in the next one. Yes, use the first thing in the description for Wondershare PDF element. Alright, bye.